day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut. He didn't cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Kadagi to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local and national Native news and events. And as you know, Chujunk, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
You are right, Dega. And this portion of the show is supported by Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon.
All right, that's good to hear. Hey, it's a Fun Fact Friday, and we got State Senator Kunesh on later. When?
Yeah, this is awesome. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon. It's just about 80 degrees, no humidity, and it's nice and cool in the house. We don't even have air conditioning on.
You know, if we had a morning show, Haley,
I wouldn't be on it.
Wendy could do the weather because she loves doing the weather. I've noticed over the years.
Oh, she could do that, the night before.
Yeah. I
used to know all my clouds too. I had them all memorized. Yeah.
Cumulonimbus.
And how they form.
Nicholas.
And where they go and
jambalaya.
I was into that.
Oh, okay.
No, that's Louisiana.
Yeah.
Louisiana clouds are jambalaya, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
I didn't know that.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Fun Friday.
Fun Fact Friday. When?
Friday talking about nothing.
No. Yeah. No. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, it's beautiful out, and it's good not to have smoke, and it's really, really been difficult, Wendy, for me. Not really, because of No Mow May.
No Mow May. Yeah, our backyard's getting a little overgrown and jungly looking. However, we are seeing lots of critters and all kinds of things flying around. So they are utilizing our overgrown jungly looking yard. But June 1st.
Yeah. You'll be out there with the lawnmower, right?
I'll be out there with our electric lawnmower. That's right.
Yeah.
Get the battery out and just stick it in there. It's really light and very easy to use. So yeah, it's great. I could use it. No problem.
Haley, I have pictures of Jaleesa and Wendy raking the yard.
Yeah.
Only time ever in the history of us owning this house. Mm-hmm. And then when I hurt my knee, Wendy was snow blowing and shoveling, and it was really snowy that winter, and right?
I think it was like April when it snowed. We had a big snowstorm, and it was like crazy. It snowed a lot. And
I have video of that, but that's what do they call it? An anomaly?
Anomaly.
Yeah, that was the first and only time I ever snowblowed.
Yeah, I know.
It was awesome though, and I have documentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't a self-propelled snowblower, so it was like really hard to push it, and there was a lot of snow, and it was wet and heavy.
Well, good thing you did all that training with what you were able to beat people up. What was that cross training you did for 2 years?
2 years. I really need to get back into that. Like
Wendy was running down the block with 20 pounds of sand on her back. And what did you tell your trainer?
I was like, oh my gosh, what if I see my husband? Yeah, but anyway, I did. Say? I went to a personal trainer. I need to have like an appointment with somebody and pay them money, because otherwise I am not motivated to do literally anything. Like I can't. Like I have to have an appointment, and I told her, you have to keep me liable. Like if I don't show up, I still need to pay you. Like you need to have it like that, and that's how we worked it out. Because
But she was running down the block, sweating.
Yeah, that's when I was.
Wendy, good for you.
That was like 6 years ago, though. That was.
Wendy, you still look so good.
Oh, I really need to start lifting weights again. But anyway,
no,
that's a long story about nothing.
Yeah, well, that's good. I'm sitting up straight so you can't see my vegan gut.
I need to stand up straight. I know people are like, because I'm vegan. I've been vegan for I don't know how many
17
years.
years.
It's not that long. It's probably about 13 years. But people think like, oh, you're vegan, you should be like really skinny. I'm like, no, I'm not vegan for my health. I'm vegan for the animals. So I eat like a lot of vegan stuff that is not healthy. Like,
what'd your friend
like
tell
a
you?
sleeve of Oreos that are
vegan.
They're vegan. There's no animal products in it. Do you think I care about preservatives?
No. I'm glad because, I'm so full of preservatives when I do die, and I don't want to be cremated. So everyone out there, listen.
Yeah.
So if Wendy cremates me, let me know.
I will never cremate
smoke signals or something. But my body will not deteriorate for hundreds of years because of all the preservatives I ate.
You won't need any formaldehyde then. I'll tell him, skip that. He's preservatives. We don't need any formaldehyde.
Well, you can dig me up, and like if the cure of whatever I pass away from comes up, then you can just replace it, and I might be not have a good memory or anything.
We'll keep
because
some
my
of
brain,
your hair, and we'll just clone you.
Good.
Quick, it's falling out.
Yeah. I wonder how that... Didn't they do a sheep? Her name was Betty or something. They cloned her.
That was in the 80s.
I know. Yeah.
That was scary,
I wonder if they kept...
Is she alive?
Them. I know.
I know.
I don't know.
We should do a science morning show. That was good, Wendy.
That would be fun.
Wendy wouldn't get up for it.
I wouldn't get up for it. I like to sleep in.
We'd have to do it at 3 a.m.
I used to get up every morning at 7:00 to go to work.
Sometimes
that's right.
7:30. 7:30. I would get up at 7:30 to go to work every day.
Well, I was already working hard. It was like I was already yelling at kids at school.
Sleeping on the weekends.
Yeah, but we did a lot too. We did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I need to just get to bed earlier. That's all.
You heard that here live.
Live on Native Radio.
Native Roots Radio. Is it Roots or Roots, Wendy?
Roots.
What?
Roots.
Haley, what is it? Native what?
I think I say Native Roots Radio.
Is
that Roots? Okay.
Roots.
Say boots.
Is that like the bag in the bag?
Say boots.
Boots.
Now say roots.
Roots.
There you go.
I never get it right, so I don't know why I'm correcting you. I'm always saying boots. Native Boots Radio, Native Roots, Native Roots Radio.
Well,
Who came up with that name?
There's a couple of other things that you say that's kind of funny, Robert.
Well, we can wait for that and fun facts.
Oh, I don't have many fun facts.
Well, then you can start capping on me then for the last 9 minutes.
Oh, my God.
What did Dr. Stately say last week? What does HR stand for?
Hug Robert?
Hit Robert? Hurt Robert?
Hit Robert.
Oh, I thought it was Hug Robert.
Hug Robert.
It could be that too.
What did he say? Hug Robert?
I don't remember, Haley.
I think it was Hurt Robert.
Hurt Robert?
Hurt him.
Hurt him.
Oh, hurt.
Roots hurt.
Oh,
wow. So
we were supposed to go if Dr. Stately is listening. We had all intentions of going to his open house this afternoon at the Native American Community Clinic on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis.
Serving, what's the tagline again?
Health and tradition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Robert and I went to have a quick lunch. Like, we were starving, so let's just go and have a quick lunch. But service was really bad, and then they messed up our order, so we didn't. Oh. Yeah, it was one of those times. Any other time we're there at this particular place, it's pretty quick. We're in and out. The food's good, but not today. It was just an off day.
Wow.
And then we didn't make it, so we feel bad. Because we like to support Dr. Stately and his work.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and up next we got Senator Mary Kunesh sending us a piece like the old days, Wendy.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's working hard at the Capitol still, but had time to go into a closet and send us a report, and it'll be fun to listen. This is Native Roots Radio. We'll be right back after this short break.
Stay with us.
Unwanted sexting or photos, inappropriate jokes, even tickling or wrestling can feel like a violation. Catcalling, cornering, or groping, getting them drunk or high for sex, recording sexual acts without permission, hurting someone because of their sexual orientation, raping a family member, a child, a date, a friend, a stranger, purchasing a human being for sex. You make the choice every single time. Sexual violence is many things. Make a choice. Do not do it.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Doherty Family College at the University of St. Thomas is your pathway to a bachelor's degree. Located in downtown Minneapolis, Doherty Family College offers an affordable education that includes free textbooks, a laptop, meals, career coaches, and a Metro Transit pass. As a full-time Doherty Family College student, you'll benefit from mentorship from St. Thomas faculty, along with paid internships and support from Minnesota's largest private college. Ready to turn your dreams into reality? Apply now at dfc.stthomas.edu. Doherty Family College, your journey to success starts here.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Think your company's safe? Your staff is working from home, right? As I speak, cyber criminals are mounting attacks across the country. Remember, when we're weakest, cyber criminals attack. Hi, Mark Sommerfeld from Rymark. The Rymark team is guiding our clients through these difficult times. In fact, demand has been so high, we created an easy-to-follow guide. It's yours free. Download our 5 steps to securely work from home now at rymarkit.com or call 651-328-8900 for a no-cost how-to discussion.
Anine, I'm Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and you are listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by J.S. Bean Factory off Randolph Avenue in St. Paul. Only the good stuff keeps us awake.
We are awake, and you love that Steve's Dark Blend, Wendy.
I do. It's like a triple X. Deep triple X dark blend.
That didn't sound right, but hey, why don't we, for years, Wendy, being a founder of the show, we've had State Senator, former State Representative Mary Kunesh Podine, and I said that wrong, Kunesh Podine, and it took me 6 or 7 years to say her name correct, and then she changed it. So,
yeah, now it's just Mary Kunesh.
Yeah, so why don't we, without any further ado, I spoke French there, let's take a quick listen to our favorite State Senator, Mary Kunesh.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Senator Mary Kunesh from Minnesota, greeting you with a hearty handshake and a warm heart. I'm sorry I'm not there with you in person, but we are in the last 3 days of the state legislature here in Minnesota, and things are going pretty quickly. It's a lot of quick, and then stop and wait, quick, stop and wait. But I'm confident that over the next 3 days, we'll be able to do some really incredible things for Minnesota once again. Just to refresh your memory and remind all of you, in Minnesota, we meet every single year. The year in the odd year, we start in January, and we call that a finance year. That's where we finance the state for the next 2 years. And then the second year of the biennium is the even year, and that's where we work on a lot of the policy. But the nice thing about when we have a policy year is that we still usually have a supplemental budget, and we're excited to be able to continue to do the work and build off of the work that we did the year before. I am the chair of Education Finance in the Minnesota Senate, which is really exciting because I was a teacher for 25 years, and the chair of Education policy, Senator Swadzinski was an educator for 30 years. So here in Minnesota, in the Senate, the education decisions are being made by veteran educators, and I think that's really important. I don't know of any other state that has anything like that, but it does make a difference. We certainly look at the issues from through a different lens, not just around what we are educating, but who the educators are and the students and how we can best meet those needs. So this year I actually have about $43 million to spend, which is a huge step down from like the $450 million that I had last year to spend. But most of the money that we're using this year is going towards literacy issue that we have here in Minnesota and I know across the nation. And we call it the READ Act. So we're putting money towards ensuring that the teachers are properly instructed and trained in the science of reading and that the schools have the resources that they need with the curriculum. But we're also trying to make sure that we have our paras, our educational assistants, also trained. So at least 2/3 of those dollars are going towards the READ Act and addressing literacy as it is. We also know that attendance is a huge issue, and so we have put some money towards an initiative for that would allow schools to build connections with students and encourage regular school attendance. And we know that our Native kids probably have some of the lowest attendance or truancy numbers. And while we fully understand the reluctance and the historic trauma connected to schools, it is important that we ensure that our Native kids are getting the best education available to them at no cost through our public school system. And here in Minnesota, we have 4 BIE, Bureau of Indian Affairs, schools, and we don't want to leave them out. So this year in Minnesota, we are putting dollars into American Indian student aid that will go to those 4 schools, the federally run schools. In Minnesota and most of the states, there is what is called school trust lands that the federal government allocated to each state to be used to generate dollars towards educating our students. So in Minnesota, we have minerals, we have timber, we have license for fishing and hunting and snowmobile trails. And those dollars are then allocated to per student to all the students in Minnesota. Unfortunately, those 4 BIA schools were not receiving any of those dollars because they aren't considered a district unto themselves. So that's why we're adding that additional aid in that area. But getting back to the attendance issue, we are also doing this, as I said, this initiative to address absenteeism and build connections with our students to encourage that they have regular attendance in the schools. And so we have 2 of our schools are specifically or very carefully chosen because of the strong Native population in those schools. So there's a school in Red Lake. It's a charter school, Ndazi Nitagigawig. I probably slaughtered that. I'm not an Ojibwe speaker, but they're going to get some money, almost like $196,000 to address this. And then another school, Cook County, is also going to get some monies that will go towards that. They have a high population of Native kids there. And, of course, when you live in northern Minnesota, you're often isolated. Transportation is a huge issue. If school buses can't get out during the winter, or the kids are on the bus for hours because of weather conditions. We want to see what we can do to address those issues. So that's some of the kind of fun stuff that I'm able to do in my education omnibus bill. We also are trying a little experiment by doing like a pilot project around paid student teaching. I don't know if you all know this, but student teaching is the last thing that you do. It's usually about 12 weeks long. You work in a school full-time, often, getting to the point where you're running the classroom, you're doing all the lessons, you're working with the kids on behavior issues and all those things, just like a regular licensed teacher, but you're not paid. And that causes a huge hardship for a lot of people. I know when I did that, I was a single mom with 3 kids and tried to save up as much money as I could, but at the end of the day, I ran out of money before I could secure a full-time teaching job and ended up going on public assistance. So we're looking at this as a way to possibly, avoid some of those downfalls by giving student teachers a small stipend. It's not a whole lot, but we're trying to see how this works and the possibility of extending it for all the student teachers. But we've got 8 of our state university colleges participating in it, and then one of the private universities here in the Twin Cities, Augsburg, who have high student population of Native kids. And so that's another really fun one that I get to fund. And another one is towards civic education. We think it's really important that you all learn about civics and the election process, the legislative process, all your rights as a voter. We also are looking to see how those permanent school funds, those trust fund dollars, are actually being used, how the investments are going. We want to get the biggest bang for our buck out of those school trust lands, and so we're going to be looking at that. So that's a little bit of what's going on here at the state capitol. And maybe I'll come back and talk a little bit about what's going outside of the state capitol as well. Take care, everyone. Chimigwech, Wopilatangka, Pinigigi.
Right on, Pinigigi. Hey, let's state Senator Mary Kunesh with her own background music, which we liked here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She does great work. I really appreciate everything that she does, really.
Seriously. Yeah, she's amazing.
We need teachers. There's a teacher shortage, and just giving them a small stipend while they do student teaching really could make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. You caught me in between, so I appreciate it. Hey, up next, State Senator Mary Kunesh again, and also coming up after that, Wendy with some fun facts.
Mm-hmm. Stay with us.
Oh. Minnesota has the only original wolf population in the continental United States.
And 80% of Minnesotans believe the wolf should be protected.
Howling for Wolves is asking Minnesotans to respect our true wildlife manager, the wolf.
Their survival is critical to our ecosystems, our communities, and even our economy.
As highly intelligent animals with strong social bonds, Minnesota wolves deserve to be protected and admired.
Learn more at howlingforwolves.org. Let's live and let howl. J&S Bean Factory is a native-owned, community-supported, cozy, artsy coffee shop which offers roasted on-site beans, live music, and baked goods. Relax in the beautiful outside patio. City Pages writes, voted top 10 coffee shops. Tucked into a quiet corner of St. Paul's Highland Park neighborhood, this coffee shop roasts beans on-site from the best coffee-growing countries in the world. Located at 1518 Randolph Avenue, St. Paul. The good stuff.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a go-to card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. That's 612-373-3333.
This message is brought to you by Strong Hearts Native Helpline. If you are experiencing domestic or sexual violence, Strong Hearts advocates provide culturally appropriate support and advocacy for Native Americans and Alaska Natives. Free, confidential, anonymous, 24/7. Strong Hearts advocates are Native American and take a Native-centered approach to every contact. Call or text 1-844-762-8483. That's 1-844-7-NATIVE. Or chat online at strongheartshelpline.org.
Our veterans need you.
There are more than 8 million enrollees in healthcare at the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Veterans from previous generations.
And veterans from today's wars.
Challenging medical conditions.
And more women returning than ever before.
Are redefining how care is provided.
Serve those who served our nation.
Bring your medical and healthcare skills to VA. America's heroes need you. Visit vacareers.va.gov.
You're listening to AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
NEMA, the Northeast Minneapolis Arts Association, is celebrating 29 years of Art-A-Whirl, the nation's largest open studio and gallery tour. This popular free event is a rite of spring and a great opportunity to tour private artist studios and galleries, connect with artists, and purchase original artwork. Over 1,300 artists are spread across 100 sites throughout Northeast Minneapolis to participate in Art-A-Whirl, from potters and painters, weavers and woodworkers to musicians and glassblowers. Over 30 mediums are represented, and Art-A-Whirl takes place at studio buildings, galleries, breweries, and restaurants throughout the Northeast Minneapolis neighborhood. Art-A-Whirl runs Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, May 17th through 19th. Visit NEMA's Art-A-Whirl website to access the artist directory, maps, dining, and brew guides, and find demos, music performances, and interactive activities for everyone. Free Metro Transit passes and Art District trolley service is also available. Discover it all at NEMA.org. That's NEMAA.org.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Clear tonight with a low of 65, then sunshine Saturday with a high of 78. Maverick's Real Roast Beef is famous for roast beef, but don't miss their chicken, fish, Philly steak, and so much more. Maverick's Real Roast Beef is located in Roseville on Lexington Avenue, 1 mile south of Highway 36. Visit their website at mavericksbeef.com.
Hi, this is Representative Sharice Davids from Kansas. I'm Ho Chunk, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Clinic on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis, honoring health and tradition.
Hey, we have State Senator Mary Kunesh on again, and so, Wendy, we should get right to her and maybe talk a little bit and do a preview of the Sacred Animals section.
Yeah, we will. Absolutely.
And here's State Senator Mary Kunesh.
I'm back at State Senator Mary Kunesh here in Minnesota. I'm just taking a little time between hearing bills on the Senate floor to share a little bit more about what it's like to be a senator and the great things that I get to do here in Minnesota as it pertains to American Indian issues. And one of the things was back on the 6th, so we're going back at least a week ago, we had a wonderful day of American Indians on the Hill. And that's when a lot of the leaders from the tribes, from the community, come to the Capitol. They meet with their legislators. And I would encourage all of you to take some time, wherever you live, whatever state you live in, take some time to visit your legislator, whether it's in your district or you go meet them at the Capitol. Just call their office up, set up an appointment. They might ask you, what do you want to talk about? And you could just say current issues or Indian affairs in whatever state it is, or maybe you do have a really specific issue that you think needs to be addressed in your state or in your community. But on the 6th, we had the Minnesota Indian Affairs Council host a gathering here in the Capitol, and they had drummers outside of the Capitol. They don't allow them inside because it's really loud and reverberating. But the drummers were outside, and then folks came in, and I was able to address the audience and talk a little bit about the work that we're doing here at the Capitol, especially specifically around voting and voting rights. And then, of course, they had a little area where we could all go down and speak with the leaders and the tribal leaders and introduce ourselves. So that was really great. And I want to give one of our elders, our river walkers, our water warrior, Susan Day, who came and sang the prayer for our opening in the state Senate. It was absolutely beautiful, and this is Susan Allen was the one who came, and she did just a beautiful job of singing and doing a light drum with a greeting in the Minnesota Senate. I can't tell you how many people afterwards asked about Susan and wanted to know more about her, and they told me how it grounded them that morning in a way that other opening prayers hadn't in the past. We invite pastors and faith leaders to join us each time we have a session to do an opening prayer, but I heard so many compliments around Susan at the opening prayer. So if she's listening, I just want to say thank you again, Chimigwich, Susan Allen, for coming again and starting our day out in a really, really, really good way. Another really great thing that happened last week was that Minnesota finally officially has its new state flag. And we had a nice little ceremony last Saturday on the 11th. The Secretary of State, who is the keeper of the seal, of our state seal, put together a really lovely ceremony to make it official, to make not only our state flag, new state flag official, but also our state seal. And if you missed any of the previous conversations around that, I carried a bill that allowed for a committee to be formed to choose a new state flag, and then also the new state flag seal. And I thought it went really, really well. We spent this past fall doing that. We had, over 2,000, almost 3,000 submissions for the flag, and almost as many for the seal. Minnesota's flag was not a lovely flag. It was just a big blue background with a circle in the middle depicting the pioneers plowing up the virgin prairie with a Native American riding off into the sunset. There was a lot of symbolism in that. And it wasn't just that we interpreted it, and when I say we, a lot of Native folks as well as non-Native folks recognized it or interpreted it as, goodbye to the Indian, hello to the pioneer. But there was also a poem by the artist's wife who made it very clear and was explicit in the fact that it was like, goodbye Indians, you're not welcome here. This is Minnesota for the white people. And so we now have a beautiful new flag flying over our state capitol. Every morning I come into my office and I look up at the Capitol. I've got a beautiful view and see that new flag shining and flowing in the wind. And I can't be more proud of being able to pass that legislation that created the new flag. It's in the left corner. It's got a shape that kind of symmetrically mimics the state of Minnesota with the 8-pointed flag, a white one right in the middle there, or in the middle of the state. and then the light blue that represents the sky, the dark blue that represents the water. And it's a lovely, lovely flag. There are people that don't want us to have it, and they are free to use their old one if that's what they want to do. But I know there are other states that were watching our process and how we did it. And so I think we'll see more and more states. I know Utah just had a new flag created. I think there'll be more and more flags in each state, in different states, that are going to be coming about. Another thing that I actually ended up missing, and I'm really sorry that I did, is that we had here in Minnesota the Twin Cities, the Minnesota Book Awards. And I love going to that. I was a library media specialist, so books are my jam. But this year, I really, really wanted to get there because there was one book in particular that I was very interested in possibly seeing it win an award, and that was Mona Susan Power's book, A Council of Dolls. If you haven't read it, I would really, really encourage you to get a copy of it. It's called A Council of Dolls, and it's a novel that tells the story behind 3 dolls and the 3 girls who owned those dolls. And it takes place over time, and the narrative it is present time but also past times. And in the stories of these 3 dolls and the 3 girls that were the owners, Mona Susan shares historical events and the generational trauma that really inform or change those women's lives. And it's emotional, it's heartbreaking, but what's really great is that intertwined in all of these stories are the ancestors and the family history of Mona Susan. And Mona Susan is an enrolled tribal member of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe, and she also happens to be my cousin. And so I think it's, as I read her novel, there were times where I had to stop and just sort of process the story, because in it, of course, I recognized some of our family members, some of the family events that we heard about growing up, and from my mom and the aunties as we grew and learned more and more about our family out on the Standing Rock Nation. And I also want to say safe travels to all of my relatives that are on their way to Cannonball, South Dakota, for a family reunion, which I am not going to be able to join. So devastating. But just take care, everybody. I hope you have a really great week, and take care of each other and of your environment. Wopilatanka Chimigwich Pinigigi.
Wow, thank you so much, State Senator Mary Kunesh. That's just awesome report.
I love the new state flag. I think it's great. I do. I think it's very, very simple. It depicts Minnesota, and they wanted to make it so simple because they wanted, I think, like a third grader to be able to look at the flag and then duplicate it on a piece of paper. Yeah. So I think that they accomplished it.
Well, I remember they changed the city flag of Madison with a couple of things, and because of the design. And as a matter of fact, I know the person who designed that flag, Dennis Stone, and his brother, former Madison Scouts, and they changed it a little bit, and they got rid of it was like a denying Native American design, and they're not from Wisconsin. But we had Arvina on, who went through that whole process, and she couldn't believe how beautiful our flag was, because she had been taught, because of the process, they went to change that city flag and went to all these classes and whatever, and she loved it.
It's a long process.
Speaking of long process, you're up next, Wendy. What do you got for us?
Awesome. I got a lot of fun facts. I'm really excited. Yeah. Stay listening.
Right on. Hey, this is Native Roots Native Roots Radio. We'll be right back after this short break. It's Fun Fact Friday. Hoa.
Stay with us.
Hoa.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a go-to card with a full year of discounted ride. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. That's 612-373-3333.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
Minnesotans age 65 plus might qualify for Health Partners Minnesota Senior Health Options. The plan includes personal support, coverage for medical, prescription drugs, and dental, plus over 30 extra benefits. Eligibility information is available at healthpartners.com/oneplan. Health Partners is a health plan that contracts with both Medicare and the Minnesota Medical Assistance Medicaid program to provide benefits of both programs to enrollees. Enrollment in Health Partners depends on contract renewal.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
Good. Hey, I don't have to introduce you, Wendy, but we talk about our sacred animals, our relatives here, and on Fridays, a lot of times you do fun facts, and we were talking about this during lunch, our late lunch today, and I just requested that you don't scare the kids with these fun facts this time.
Well, I have a couple of things I'm going to talk about, and then I did just find a quick site here that had 50 fun facts and fascinating facts about animals. I have not read them yet, so we will hear them first all together here. How about that?
That'll be scary.
Hey, everybody. My name is Hanajihi. That means cares for them. I was given that name by my Dega Curtis. Curtis goes by Mashke Hanajinga. That means walks on white clouds. I'm a humane policy volunteer leader for the Humane Society of the United States, and I work on animal issues at the local and state level, and it's always my pleasure to do that.
Yeah. And to be here, and your pleasure to be here.
It is, definitely. So lots of awesome rescue organizations out there in Minnesota. I want to just give a shout out to one of them. It's called Rough Start Rescue, and that's RUFF, like rough, like a Rough Start Rescue. They are in Princeton, Minnesota, and we kind of know the founder and CEO of a Rough Start. Her name's Azure, and she graduated high school with
our daughters.
Yeah. So, and she started this rescue organization years and years ago, and it's like doing so well. And she's such a great advocate for animals. But her, I'm friends with Rough Start Rescue on Facebook, so I get all their updates. And today they just got 25 dogs that arrived from Houston, Texas.
Let's go get one.
Yeah. every month they collaborate with several rescues and shelters in Texas to rescue dogs, from the streets and overcrowded shelters where they face euthanasia due to lack of space. These pups are now on their way to finding loving homes here in Minnesota. Our dedicated volunteer drivers make this journey possible, driving our Rough Start Rescue van to Texas and back. They need drivers for the next month if you're interested, so you could contact them. Rough Start Rescue, Princeton, Minnesota. Some of these lucky dogs are headed to foster homes, while others are starting their journey with their foster to adopt families. So check them out. And she just wrote here, we couldn't do this without your support. We need more fosters, adopters, volunteers, and donations to keep this life-saving work going strong. So go on and visit their website to find out how you can get more involved. And from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for standing by our mission and helping to make this all possible. Here's to saving another 25 lives.
I heard rumors when you come back from New York, we're going to foster a dog.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I heard rumors.
A kitty, maybe.
Wow.
A kitty cat. Yeah. So, the weather's getting nice. People are out and about. And I've been seeing these videos on social media of people getting in trouble, getting too close to wild animals.
Like bison.
Right?
We love
bison, that. Like a deer, a buck, with like with
antlers.
Antlers, like trying to attack a person trying to take a selfie with them, and
that's
they're
a
like,
fun fact that deer have horns.
I mean,
I didn't know that.
Rhinoceroses.
You're talking to a city girl here, right?
Yeah.
They have antlers.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Haley knew.
But every year we see people getting in really dangerous predicaments with these animals, especially the bison.
In Yellowstone, we like to see those Karens fly.
I know. For the longest time, it was that buffalo with the blue jeans stuck to his horn. Now he has a horn. Oh, yeah. It was I mean, thank God that woman was all right. But I think
that was years ago.
She got hurt pretty bad. I really think.
Why did he have the jeans in his horn?
Well, because
he ripped off her clothes in 1 second.
I know. You really have to be careful with wildlife because you never know what they're going to do.
Well, we saw that deer, Wanda and I, and she barked at him thinking it was a big dog.
Yeah, I don't know. You just be careful. You don't want to get around wild animals. They're unpredictable, right, Haley?
It's especially during mating season or if they have, cubs or,
Yes. Exactly.
Cubs or Tigers or Twins. Any one of those baseball teams.
Cubs.
Yeah, some people even around here, last year I think they had like a fox that was walking around in the neighborhood.
Babe, you're the fox walking around the neighborhood.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good one. Thank you, Robert.
It's true. Haley, as you know, Wendy, I overkicked my coverage here with Wendy.
We love Wendy.
Yes, we do.
So I have some fun facts. Do you want to hear them?
Yes.
Okay. So let's see. What was number one? Oh, it's about a dog. So number one, a dog's sense of smell is between 10,000 and 100 times better than a human, but they have just 1/6 of our number of taste buds.
And they can't talk.
That's why you could feed your dog probably the same food. Like,
we don't do that.
We alternate 2 or 3 different flavors for Wanda.
I don't think she cares.
I don't think so either. She just gulps it down anyway. Yeah,
and then wants more.
They only have 1/6 of our taste buds.
But how many? 100,000 of our
10,000 to 100,000 more smell.
Yeah.
Wow,
the older I've gotten, the worse I can't smell as well. And when I had COVID, I lost my smelling
and taste.
Yeah,
that happened to me too.
So I just ate more and hope for the best.
Tigers can eat 40 pounds in a single meal. After such a big meal, they could go as long as a week without any more food, without eating. Isn't that crazy?
Well, it'd be crazy. You just mentioned
40 pounds, so that's
tigers.
Probably like a small animal that they would eat, like a 40-pound deer or something that they would get.
Jeez.
They would eat it, and then they wouldn't have to eat for a whole week.
Well, what's crazy is that now you did tigers, and now the next thing, if it's cubs, I'm going to the casino and gambling. What's the next thing?
Horses.
Oh, okay. No.
The next one is horses. Horses
Broncos.
use their ears and eyes to communicate with each other. So far, Mr. Ed is the only talking horse.
Ho, ho,
A horse, of course.
A horse, of course, a horse.
Mr. Ed was an animal, was a horse during our time when we were kids.
He's always
in
on
the
a
60s.
steady course. Talk to Mr. Ed. People go laughly lap the street and waste their time a day. But Mr. Ed never speaks unless he has something to say.
Oh my gosh, he knows the whole
How do you
song.
remember that?
Crazy. That was from like the 1960s. Robert can remember something like that from the 1960s. But if he walks in the room, he's like, what did I come in here for? We're every day, at least 6 times a day. Where's my phone? Where's my sunglasses?
Do I say it like that?
Where's my sunglasses? Where's my phone? Where are my keys? Honeybees can flap their wings 200 times every second. Honeybees.
Second.
I believe that.
That's what.
I believe that.
That's crazy. Oh, penguins. Oh, and we've said this before.
One,
no, it's a good one.
Okay.
Certain types of male penguins propose to their females by giving them a pebble, which brings a whole new meaning to the phrase "nice rock."
Yeah, I feel like I was when I met you, Wendy. I was a chunk of coal, and you've been squeezing me, turning me into a diamond for the last 25 years.
Mm-hmm. You're nearly there, Robert.
Yeah, squeezing me.
All right, one really quick one about squirrels. Robert loves squirrels. Squirrels can't vomit or burp, so don't try to blame your picnic lunch belch on one.
Good one.
What a good one to end with. Hey, if you're listening to this show, you are part of the...
You're crazy.
You're right. You're part of the animal resistance.
That's right.
Viva la France. Viva la resistance. Hey, we're still here. We are the 7th generation. This has been Native Roots Radio Presents I'm Awake.
Free Leonard Peltier.
Now.